In this episode, we're going to look at learning full Piroflips and using the step method. So this is the same method from the previous video, which we learned half Piroflips. And as I said before, this is completely experimental. I have literally no idea if you'll have any success with this method, but it certainly won't harm your learning in any way. So same as in that video, we're going to start on the Piro trainer. And we're going to start tail in. And the very first position you want to get to from there is going to be nose left and disc at 45 degrees. So from here, we're going to go left rudder and forward. And then as the main shaft starts going skew, you add a little bit of aileron. So you start adding aileron. And you could follow along in the diagrams. So the diagrams I've linked to in the description below. And you can use those 8 images as your targets. So the very first target is going to be there. And the next target is going to be nose up. So from that position there, we're going to add aileron to roll the model away. We're going to add left rudder. Okay. In this case, we weren't very straight. We didn't end up very straight. So what you want to do is you want to correct it. And that correcting is part of the learning process, because now you're learning to correct the model in an orientation that's unfamiliar to you. And normally you wouldn't be able to do that. If you were just learning this by the timing and the swirl method, you just kind of get through there and hope, and then maybe correct it when you were nose in. Whereas here, we're aiming to hit specific targets. We're aiming to hit them straight. Okay. And the next one is going to be the next position. So we're going to go left rudder and we're going to pull the elevator away from us. And the next position you're looking for is there. So in each of these positions, the disc is turned over by 45 degrees. And the tail is rotated 90 degrees. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to try and do it as smoothly as possible. I'm going to hit that target. And if it's not straight, bring it back. Hit the next target. So we've done that first Piroflip. Now we're going to continue. So from here, your next position is going to be, so it's going to be left rudder. We'll continue with left rudder. And we're going to push the disc away until you're in there. So you look here, you're looking for the boom to be horizontal and the disc should be tilted at 45 degrees away from you. And from here, that's your next position. From there, we're going to go left rudder, aileron, add a little bit of elevator until we get into the nose down position. So from there, and you can reference the images, the series of images that I've created, so you know which one is next. From there, I'm going to go nose down, straighten it up, and carry on to the next one. So from here, we're going to give a back elevator, and we're going to do left rudder. And then we're going to start adding in a bit of aileron to keep that main shaft straight. And then from here, we're going to go left rudder again, and we're going to give left aileron. The disc continues away from us, the main shaft continues away from us, and we end up tailing again. So we've done full Piroflips there. So if we go through the range again, so your first position is there. To here. There. You want to try and hit those marks as cleanly as possible. And if you can hit them cleanly, and if you can do your corrections and you're not putting in any incorrect movements on the sticks, then you're probably ready to go to the next stage. And once it starts becoming natural to do it, so you feel that it's natural that you now balance the elevator and aileron so that it cleanly hits that mark, you'll find that in the real world, it'll just start happening. You won't even have to think about it. So those are your first 4 positions. And those are the next 4 positions. And if you if this sort of thing interests you, so that for each position the tail is turned 90 degrees and the disc is rotated over by 45 degrees. So 90 and 45. Rotate another 90. And the disc is continually just moving, rotating away. Right, so after you can hit those steps cleanly, we'll move on to just doing it smoothly with our no stops. So take it really slow, get that main shaft going over dead straight, not veering left or right. Hit that first position. Hit that next position. Now winter nose in. That next target, you want to try and be as accurate as possible when you're actually hitting those targets, those 8 target points. And we can speed it up a little bit more now. And you just want to make sure that you're hitting each position. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And speed it up a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice to get this right, you actually have to use all of the points of your cyclic. So you're getting really good benefits out of this. You're using all of the cyclic, or all the points of the cyclic, and you're having to do it in a really, really fine, controlled way. So your thumbs are learning. You're doing things you've maybe not done before, where previously you were getting away with a swirl. Now you're actually having to get that really, really fine control all the way around. And then we can take it out of the Piro trainer. So as in the same as in the previous episode about half Piroflips, we're just going to add collective, and then we're going to try and hit the first 4 points as we go over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same from inverted. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's really smooth, really controlled. I mean, we're pausing it at the moment. And then we can go on to the unpaused version. So just 2, 3, and 4. And if you've done enough practice on the Piro trainer, you should find that all of this is happening pretty naturally. And we can speed it up. And you're still concentrating, you're still seeing each of the 4 points. And when you start doing this for real, you shouldn't be getting the sweats or nervous or anything like this. If you've practiced each of those points enough, it should come pretty naturally that the model just turns over as it hits each of those 4 points. And we can do the same with right rudder. So if we put it back on the Piro trainer, okay, so we'll start with right rudder. So forward to push the disc away, and right rudder. And then you know that first position is going to be there. So the disc is at a 45-degree angle and the tail is rotated to the side. So forward and elevator. Sorry, I meant right rudder and elevator. And that turns into aileron to get it to cleanly meet that point. Fix it so the model is perfect. Then we're going to do right rudder again and aileron to roll it away. Fix the position. And remember, fixing the position is a massively important part of this, because you're learning to control the model in unusual orientations. So from there, right rudder away. Same thing again, so we're going to go right rudder and elevator away. right rudder, roll away. So right rudder, disc away. Exactly the same as the previous one. And for right rudder, I've supplied you with a different set of images because they do look slightly different. And you should be hitting each of those marks. And once you can hit those marks cleanly, you can, instead of trying to hit 8 marks or guides, you can just go for hitting the 4, so the 4 main ones. So the 4 main ones are, you're going to do a half a rotation to nose up, and you're going to do another half pirouette, nose in, another half pirouette, nose down, and then back to nose out again. You'll see that as you get better and as you get faster, you don't have to hit all of the orientations. I mean, ideally you want to go back and practice it so it becomes pretty natural. But as you get faster, you may only look at hitting 2 of those targets. And then as you get much faster, you may only look at saying, I'm tail in at the moment. I'm going to do my flip, and then I'm going to aim for nose in. So tail in to nose in. And that main shaft, you want it to go over as cleanly as possible. And then we can take this out of the Piro trainer. And I'll do the same thing again, add collective, hit the 4 spot, hit the 4 targets. Bring it back, collective away, hit the 4 targets. It should go over nice and cleanly. And you should start, if you've done enough work on the Piro trainer, you should start correcting automatically as well. You probably find you won't have to work as hard. So the 4 marks, and then we'll make it a bit more fluid now, so we'll do it without stopping. We're still going to hit those 4 marks or go through them. And now that you can do full Piroflips, or you have the mechanics to do full Piroflips, you can actually start speeding it up. So from here, you still want to hit those marks. So we're going to go nose down, out, up, in, nose down, out, up, and in, down, up, and in, down, out, up, and in. And the same with right rudder. And then when you pirouette really fast, then you can drop some of the orientations. So we'll just focus on hitting tail in to nose in. So tail in to nose in, tail, nose, tail, nose. And if you've done both directions on the Piro trainer, it should be fairly easy to actually swap between them as well. Okay, so nose, tail, to nose, tail, nose, tail, to nose, tail. Right, so I really hope this helps you. In fact, I can only see that it can help you. It might not take you the full journey, but I think sometimes that Piroflips is almost like a war of attrition, and you have to try a couple of things until they really start to click. And I think this will really, really help you clean them up as well, because you're hitting those targets, or you're trying to hit those targets. You're also having to learn to control the model in really unusual orientations, and you're using the full cyclic. So I'm hoping this will work really, really well. And I'd love to hear your feedback. If you think this is a complete waste of time and complete nonsense, let me know. And if it helps you in any way, or maybe cleans up what you're already doing, I'd love to hear that as well. And then we've done an episode on half Piroflips, and then we'll probably do another episode on double Piroflips. And I think double Piroflips is the one where it really just starts to work. It really just starts to flow, and you can just do full rudder pirouettes and have control. So we'll probably do that one in a week or 2. Until next time.